Hello everyone, this is Quilo and welcome to another music production video. Today we're going to talk about synthesizers. So synths are some of the most common instruments you can find in pretty much any genre of music nowadays. And the wonderful thing about them is that they allow you to create your own sounds from scratch and also give you a lot of features to customize your sound in pretty much infinite ways. So let's get right to it and see what the basic features for any synth are. So this is Retrologue 2. It's a stock plugin from Cubase. And the reason I like it so much is that it's a very powerful synth that gives you a lot of customization features, as well as very simple and intuitive to use. Now, I know this seems a bit complicated at first glance, but once you know the basics of it and what everything does, it's actually quite simple to create your own sounds. So the first thing you need to look at is the oscillators, which are right here. We have oscillator 1, 2, 3, and then a sub and some noise. So the oscillator is the feature that creates the basic signal. So we've got these wave shapes. We've got the sine, the triangle, another triangle, and a square. And all of these have a slightly different sound. This is the sine. Let me take this glide off. So this is a sine. Then we've got the triangle. Another triangle. This one's a bit more harsh. And then we've got the square. And we can change the shape of the square with this. We've also got different types of waves. We've got single, we've got multi, cross. For example, the multi one. This is pretty interesting because we can increase the amount of voices, and let's say we've got 5 voices. Now this sounds a bit different, but if you detune it a bit, so that's pretty cool. So you get a lot of different voices that are slightly detuned, so they create this wobbling effect. That's cool. And then we've got the, let's go back to single. We've got the octave. So if we change it, then we've got, and these are tuning options. We've got some fine tuning. Oh, let's go back to here. So this tunes up to a semitone. And then this one is for semitone tuning. But let's leave it at that, 0. And then you can add different shapes to create a mix. Now you can hear two waves. And let's add this one, maybe. And with the oscillator mix, we can decide the amount of volume that each oscillator has. Like that. And we can also add a sub. That's the sub. Okay, and then let's move on to the filter. This is pretty special, the cutoff. So this is like an EQ where we can filter certain frequencies. Right now, we've got all the frequencies available. But if we change this a bit, so we've got a low pass. We've got different types of filters, low pass, high pass. So what the low pass does is it lets everything beneath this notch to go through. So this is what it sounds. as you can see, as we go down, we'll start filtering all these frequencies here on the top. So this is 22,000 hertz. And now it's just letting everything below this to come through. And if we do a high pass filter, let's try this one. Now, since we're at the top, we can't hear anything because only frequencies above this go through. But as we start turning it down, we can hear the frequencies starting to appear. We also have band pass, for example, this one right here. And this creates a, so the band pass lets frequencies around this notch to go through. So everything around 400 or around here. Then we've got, for example, the resonance, which increases the volume that you have here. Like, for example, 469. And yeah, so it just accentuates the numbers that we have here in the cutoff. Then we've got the amplifier, which describes the way the wave behaves through time. So you might have heard of attack, decay, sustain, and release. So attack is the amount of time the sound takes to go through to maximum level. So if you have attack 0, once I hit the key, it sounds already at the top. Let's change the frequency to something a bit more. There, something like that. Now, if we increase the attack time, it's gonna take a little while to come up. Like it's ramping up. If we increase it even more, it's gonna be much more pronounced. Like that. Then the decay is relative to the sustain. So the sustain level is once the attack reaches maximum level, the sustain level tells you how loud the sound is gonna stay as long as you keep pressing the key. So if we stay at 100, it's gonna reach maximum level and stay there. But if we put it down to 20, for example, it's gonna reach to the top and then immediately go back down. Like that. So that was 3 seconds. Let's do it. And we can also modify the decay. So that's going to be how long it takes from here to get to the sustain level. And now as you can see, it's taking a little bit more time. It's not instant. And the release is once you let go of the key, that's how long it's going to take for the sound to fade out. So if we do a slow release, like 1 second, sustain it like that. See, now I let go of the key and it takes a little bit of while. And if we increase it, like, no, that takes even more time. Okay, so let's go to the modulator section. So this is actually pretty cool. This is one of the best features about synths. These are called LFOs, which are low frequency oscillators. So what they are is they are waves that vibrate at a low frequency, and you can assign them to any parameter to change how that parameter works through time. So for example, I can create, let's say we get this. I can add a LFO to my cutoff. now what this does is this wave goes up and down through time, and it modifies this. So in reality, what this would be doing is, if I do it manually, it would be like doing this. But instead, just do it from here, and I can also change the waveform. Like for example, this is square, so it's not that interesting. But if we do something like this, which is kind of more like a random waveform, and we can increase the frequency. We can also change the intensity of it. And also we can change, instead of having the frequency be in hertz, we can also sync this to our tempo. So if we wanted to go with the drums, you know, we can use this. We can have it go by eighths or sixteenths, or even triplets if we wanted to. And we can create a lot of different things with this. Like for example, we can alter the frequency, the pitch. Create pretty interesting things. So those are the basic features of almost any synth. You've got the oscillators, you've got, you know, the controls to determine how much of each oscillator goes through. Then you've got your filters, which are, the main thing is the cutoff and the resonance. And then these are a little added features that not every synth has. Then you got your amplifiers, your LFOs. This one is pretty cool because you got 4 LFOs, which you can assign to different things. And you can assign an LFO to an infinite number of things. So let's do a lot of things and see what happens here. Okay, and we can also have this. Let's try having this thing with the distortion very slow. Okay. So once you know how the basic features of a synth function, you can go to any synth and kind of start working from there, from the basic features that it has, and then keep exploring the more advanced features. So every synth is unique, and it takes some time getting used to working with them. But once you find that you understand the basics, it just gets easier from there. So that was it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment. And if you want to see more music production videos, hit the like button and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.